Okay.
Okay.
Conor McGregor.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
This is the actual video.
Oh, you got the
I
video?
got the video.
Oh,
of
him
doing it.
smashing
So,
the thing.
too
Yeah.
long didn't read story. You want to fill people in?
Yeah, okay, so basically, yesterday there was a presser. They do a presser for UFC 223. Now, UFC 223 was originally, it was Khabib, a very Russian name, versus Max Holloway. Well, originally it was Tony Ferguson. Tony went down for an injury for the 4th time. It was for the title.
Dude, that dude's done.
Yeah. They stripped Conor McGregor of both his featherweight and his lightweight title because he wasn't around to defend it. Conor wasn't happy about that. Anyway, so they're doing their presser. There's a bus that takes them in New York from the hotel to the presser. Well, when the presser ended, Conor McGregor and like 10 of his friends literally sprinted into the Barclays Center and started picking up road signs, picking up everything they could get a hold of and chucking them everywhere and causing a bunch of ruckus. And then the bus was going to pull out. It has all the fighters on it. Conor McGregor sprints up, grabs one of those dollies you use to move furniture, and chucks it with all his force at the big bus window. That bus window implodes, or explodes, whichever one, and it goes into 3 different fighters' faces. One of them gets scarred up pretty bad, the other one has eye issues, and then the third one was pretty fine. But either way, all 3 of those fighters got pulled from the car.
And he beat them up, too, didn't he?
No, he didn't touch him. He never got on the bus. The only damage he did was when he threw the thing. He was arrested today. Well, last night he turned himself in. Yeah, arrested today for 3 counts of assault and 1 felony misdemeanor for something like
aggravated.
No, it was like something like that.
Okay.
But he got arraigned today, so they haven't come out with what happens yet.
I heard there was something too involving one of his friends getting hit.
Well, yeah. What happened was his teammate. His name's like Artov or something. I'm butchering that name, but
it's okay.
It's something like that, Artov. Anyway, he was fighting on the card against a different fighter, and Khabib, who's always had beef with Conor, who was fighting in the main event spot, made a video of him going up to Artov and smacking the shit out of him, and he couldn't do anything for whatever reason. Conor saw that video the next day, got all of his people on a plane, flew him from Ireland.
That's what did it too.
Yeah, and he showed up. He wanted a piece of Khabib. And I think he meant to show up before the presser ended, and he was going to do it there. It didn't work out, so as a publicity stunt, I think he just went overboard, and he made a serious fucking mistake. Mm-hmm. Because it's one thing to go and get hoot and holler and all that shit, but because he injured 3 people, not to mention people thought it was a terrorist attack happening on the bus.
Oh, yeah, that's
because they're in New York.
Yeah.
All the civil suits he's going to get hit with, it's going to be nuts. And obviously Dana White, the president of the UFC, wants... Well, he doesn't know what to do. He's disappointed. He's disgusted, but he can't fire him because Conor's his biggest moneymaker.
Yep.
Not to mention, as much bad press as this is, when he comes back to fight, if he fights Khabib, it would be... People would buy it. People would go nuts for it. And that's unfortunately what the UFC is about. So instead of being a man and firing Conor like Dana should have, because any other employee would have been instantly fired, he's like saying he's not sorry, this, and that. Either way, it's not even the UFC's problem anymore because Conor's actually, it's legal.
Yeah, no, it's a legal issue now. Yeah, it's jail time potentially.
Yeah, which he's not going to get jail time.
No,
I mean,
he won't.
He's one too big of a celebrity. He has too much money, and money gets yourself out of this stuff.
Yeah, money.
And he has no previous marks on his record. If he had previous marks, then maybe, but he'll get hit with like fines, probation,
community
service, that whole 9 yards. He'll have to be clean for 9 months or whatever. But it makes you wonder, all these other guys, especially I think Michael Chiesa is one of the guys who was supposed to fight, got pulled from it because of all the lacerations to his face. They're going to sue the shit out of Conor.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know what Conor was thinking. No one knows if he was on drugs. They don't know. But it was dumb. It made him look... I'm a huge Conor fan, but it made me go, what the fuck are you thinking? Because there's no way... Yeah, they say all press is good press. This
is bad press.
No, he's got all this money now from the Mayweather fight. Well, you're going to give up a large portion of that. Not like half or something, but you got to think...
A good chunk.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's probably going to pay out millions. So, I don't know what his plan was, but...
How long's the video?
It's very quick.
Okay. Yeah, so...
But, I don't know. It's ridiculous. It's all over. It made UFC 223 relevant, though. No one really cared about it. Yeah. And now UFC 223, because of Conor, 3 fights got pulled.
Yeah, because he's injured the dudes.
Yep, 3 fights got, and they took off Conor's partner because he let him in the building.
Right.
Because they had security, but no one's going to tell Conor he can't come in, especially when his buddy says he can come in. So they fired MacLife, which is Conor McGregor's team. UFC did.
Mm-hmm.
Conor McGregor is still technically employed, and Artov got pulled. So 3 fights got ruined, and then on top of that, Max Holloway, who was supposed to fight Khabib for the lightweight, pulled out due to a separate incident. He couldn't make weight. And then they replaced him with Anthony Pettis, who was supposed to fight Michael Chiesa, who got hurt. And then Pettis couldn't make weight. So they lost 2 fights in a row, or 3 fights technically counting Tony Ferguson. And then they finally found a 4th fighter. That's his name's like Al Iaquinta or something. But he's like, he doesn't deserve to be fighting for the title at all. But
so it's pretty much like the JV team.
It's a shit show. UFC 223 is a shit show, and Conor McGregor caused most of it. Unfortunately for UFC, it's like they want to punish this kid, but Conor's probably put more eyes on UFC 223 than anything. But they don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was a UFC coming up till I saw this.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
So I don't know.
I think the issue though too is part of. Here's my opinion on it. Don't get me wrong, you fucked up.
Yeah.
But, like, the simple fact it is, he had 2 belts. Okay, I get stripping 1, but both seems a bit excessive to me.
What?
You have to defend them belts.
I get it.
I get stripping 1. I really do.
Featherweight should deserve to be stripped because he's never going to make 145 again.
That makes sense.
He's
to me.
too big.
Stripping the other one, no. He's been training for the fight with Floyd Mayweather, right?
Yep, he did that in August.
Yeah, so and now, Floyd Mayweather is going to do UFC now, right?
There's rumors of it.
Yeah.
But regardless, they approved him fighting Mayweather. They said...
so they should be aware of the stipulations that he's going to be gone for a little bit.
And he's doing work for the UFC. When he went out and fought Mayweather, he put more eyes on UFC, period.
Right.
And that's his job as a promoter. But I agree. Lightweight shouldn't have got ripped. I think they took it from him because he's trying to negotiate his contract to get more money because he wants pay-per-view buys every time he fights. Because when Conor fights, he gets like, just this is a ballpark, but he gets 600,000 more pay-per-view buys.
Well, he's the biggest name in that sport at the
by
moment.
far.
He's
by
like
far.
I guess he's like an old-timey, rock for, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
WWE. He's like the, whatchamacallem for NASCAR. I can't remember the guy's name now. He died.
Oh, Dale Earnhardt.
Yep, thank you.
But yeah, he's the guy.
He's like that centerpiece.
And he wants money for it. And you know, Conor had everything in his corner as far as winning the contract negotiations, but he fucked himself with this, in my opinion. I think it was dumb. I think he's going to regret it. I mean, he just had a kid a year ago. I mean, and he's in the paper getting the mugshots. It's just embarrassing. Yeah. Whatever his plan was, which I'm interested in hearing, it didn't work how he thought. I don't think he didn't want to injure anyone. I think it was all a publicity stunt. It just went wrong.
Wrong, yeah.
But now he's got to pay the piper. And they're not going to let him go because Conor could go fight in Ireland every day and make millions upon millions. So it's not a money thing. It's just Conor might have fucked up his legacy with this. Because now he's got no belts. They're stripped. There's nothing you can do about
now
it.
it's completely gone.
And who knows? The Nevada Commission can ban him for up to a year. So there's just so many things. It sucks.
And that's the last thing you want, too, is being banned from fighting for a year. Look at Ronda Rousey. She came back after a year and...
Yeah, that's a lot of time off. It's ring rust.
Yeah.
And Conor doesn't have to fight again, but now I feel like he does. He didn't.
Yeah, he's got to prove something now.
Now he pretty much owes the UFC a free fight, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If he's going to make it cool, he has to come back. And that's what sucks about all the mix-up that happened with 223. If Conor didn't do what he did, he could have been like a superhero. Saved that card, fought Khabib on a day's notice. People would have went nuts. He had nothing to win or nothing to lose. And, you know, he ended up spending the night in jail.
Yep.
As a Conor fan, it's really hard to sit back.
It's depressing to see.
It is, because, you know, it's almost like the Tyson effect, or like...
where he bit the dude's ear.
Yeah, like Tyson went off the fucking rails as soon as he got super famous.
Yeah.
A lot of celebrities do. I can't think of the other ones. But John Jones, he was one. He was great, and then he started doing all this coke and stuff like that.
Coke will kill you.
It sucks. Like, it sucks that as a Conor fan, because I can't defend it.
Yeah, he's in the wrong. Like, what can you do?
I get it. Emotions are high, and I don't blame him for confronting Khabib, but he should have done it, like, not that way.
Not that way.
You don't throw a fucking dolly at a bus and then end up hurting other fighters. It's just dumb. I don't know. I've been hyped up like that before, but I've never been like, I'm gonna throw this dolly through this window at these innocent people. The whole thing makes him look bad. He's got a lot of work he's got to do.
So do we want to watch the video real quick?
Yeah, the video's worth watching. Absolutely, it's real
Alright, so
quick.
let's see what we got here. Oh shit!
Oh no, you haven't gotten to that point.
So that's the UFC
No, that's
tour
the
bus.
bus though.
yeah.
Yep. And then here's all his crew, and he's running towards it. That's Conor. He's running. He goes. Obviously, he had this in mind. Grabs the dolly, no problem. All these guys try to stop him.
Oh.
Smash. And then where the windows smash, it's full of people. There's 3 or 4 people there.
You can see that.
Yeah. And that's real glass. That's a bus glass. Isn't like normal glass. It's heavier. It's denser.
I was thinking it was one of those flat buses.
Yeah, no. But after he does that, all of his team's like, what the fuck were you thinking?
Oh yeah, look inside.
Yeah. And then that's the point where he runs. They all run to the Escalade, get in, take off, and then he turns himself in that night. But there was a warrant out for his arrest. Like,
Yeah, there was.
yeah. So it's
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
just dumb, just silly. I mean, he put his name in the news, and yeah, but it makes fans like me, at least, of Conor fans, even all his other antics. I'm fine with the shit talk and all that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not okay with that. Like, that part bugged me.
There's a line.
Yeah, and I get it. He was hyped, but that's not an excuse.
Not
He's
an
a
excuse.
29-year-old man
Yeah.
in the professional limelight. You don't throw dollies at... Anything could have happened. Anything could have happened there.
This
You could
isn't
have
the
killed
goddamn
someone.
WWE.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what it felt like. And it's... I don't know. I just wasn't a fan. It was tasteless. And he's going to pay out the nose for it. At the end of the day, he did nothing but hurt his own bank account and his own family.
Yep.
So he's going to have to fight again if he wants to make that money back.
Or respect back for that
Or,
matter.
yeah, seriously, the other fighters were obviously really upset. The only fighter I think that defended him was, ironically, Nate Diaz, his rival.
Yeah.
Nate
for
came
that.
out and was like, yeah, no, he was in the right. You know, Khabib's a bitch, this and that. And I'm thinking, like,
Nate's just starting shit.
yeah, I was, Nate, you're not right. You don't do that.
Stop. What are you doing?
I'd rather Conor went in the presser and, like, fought him.
Yeah, literally duke him out right
Yeah,
then and there.
that would have been, that's worth that's one assault charge, that's hella news, and you fought like a man, not throw a dolly at, other UFC fighters that had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, what I originally thought it was that he went on the bus and started taking names.
No.
Which I was like, that would have been neat.
That
It's
would've
still
been crazy.
It's still ballsy as fuck.
Yeah, if he
But
would have
it's
done
a
that.
lot better than throwing it, like you said, a dolly through a glass window and shrapneling people's faces up.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's shitty. It's shitty to see, but hopefully he gets his shit together. Hopefully next week we'll have more on it.